hindsight being 2020, I think people would probably go back and say, how do we adjust the parking? Because I don't see, the flooding comes up, when on the very large events, it comes up pretty close to the building, but not always up to it. I've not seen it into their little underneath parking garage yet. I think if they had relooked parking and how they might do that, that would probably be the one thing that I would advocate for a change for. And, having discussions with Mark Hollowell about this property, this has historically flooded to those levels for years, for decades, right?
I remember when it was the Balfour Company.
And it still flooded.
And it would flood almost out to the street.
Right, and so and what we do now is we get a lot of water that comes down the hill from the area around Town Hall and goes into East Street, and that does force a closure sometimes on East Street. So not good. I can't undo what's happened in the past. That's not in my purview. But what we're doing is we're working very hard with the current owners of the property and the residents there to make sure that we are tracking the weather, and we're putting out communications well in advance that this is about to happen. Move your cars, right? Take your cars to somewhere else. There was a part of the actual agreement with the planning board when the building was built that they had to have an off-site parking plan for that, and that was presented. The owners of 21 East need to execute that. Anytime we see a significant rain event where we're concerned about the 10-mile river in that area, we're also reaching out to the owners of 21 East and saying, you need to put your plan into operation and begin to prepare for this event. So they have some responsibilities, then they need to execute as well.
What's the nearby street? Holbrook?
Holbrook, yes.
I know residents on Holbrook said they never had flooding in their basements before 21 East Street was built, and I'm thinking, okay, same amount of cement as there was when the Balfour Company was there. If not, there might even be a little bit less. Is there any proof whatsoever? Have engineers looked and said, yeah, 21 East has caused the flooding on Holbrook?
Not that I'm aware of, right? And I've gone back in because the Holbrook situation is something that was brought to our attention and we've looked at. I've seen fire department reports of responses to flooded basements there from back into the 70s, right?
Okay.
So it has happened there before. I think we're aware of it, and I think the last home on the end of Holbrook was allowed by special permit, and they had to take a number of precautions and things into account for. So I know that the planning board and the community, we're all very concerned about this. We don't want anybody's home to flood. And when we build a home somewhere or allow that to be built, that's not the outcome that we're looking for. But this has historically flooded in this area, I think, for a very, very long time.